Good evening, this is your Athens, Georgia Townie Weather Girl with a weather update. Today is Monday, February the 18th. It's now 6:40 p.m. And so I just wanted to do a quick video on whether or not we're going to see any of the snow that's been talked about a little bit here in the southeast. And spoiler alert, no snow for Athens, Georgia. So right now, we're take a look at the current conditions. It's 50 degrees outside, dew point's around 28, and humidity's around 43%. So tomorrow we're going to have some clouds and eventually some rain move into the area. We're looking at the HRRR model right now, and you can see a broad band of snow just over Tennessee and Kentucky. That system's going to move eastward. It looks like there might be some snow in Alabama that's going to go eastward, but it does not ever come to Georgia. In fact, we have a little bit of drying out before the system moves in. So the HRRR doesn't really have us, this is as far as I can go on this model, doesn't have us showing any frozen anything. That's not to say that we don't see a few flakes in the air. That's entirely possible. So if we just take a look at, we're probably going to see a big dry slot here. Looking at the skew T right now, there's a possibility we could have some snow form further up in the atmosphere, and it would survive all the way down to just about ground level, at which time the temperatures at surface are going to be well above freezing, 42 degrees. So whatever snow forms in the atmosphere above us is going to melt before it hits the ground, or if it managed to fall, it's not going to stick on the ground. So, but I would not expect to see much of any kind of snow this far south. Extreme North Georgia, Helen, Georgia might see some snow, but not much for us. So we'll look at the NAM 3K. NAM 3K is literally the same, although we have a little more precipitation for the NAM, but not a whole lot more. The NAM pretty much has a pretty decent snowstorm for eastern and central North Carolina, and maybe the far northwest or northeast corner of South Carolina with some potential for freezing rain. So that's what that looks like. Again, we'll look at a skew T here on the NAM 3K, and again we're going to see it. There's in the DGZ zone where the snow would form. Maybe a little bit here. The dew point and the temperature line, just a little bit of space between that. So if there's any that does, generate in that area, it's going to fall through the atmosphere as snow until it gets close to the surface, and then surface temperatures again are going to be like 39 degrees. So if anything does fall down, even with really heavy rates, I think a lot of it's going to melt before it hits the ground. Ground temperatures are also above freezing, so if anything did manage to hit the ground, it's not going to stick. So no snow, but there is a threat that we could see some after effects from this. So as we get further into, this will be Thursday, we're going to have a pretty significant cold front move into our area. This may be the last cold front we get here in Athens before we get into the spring proper. We'll have some more cool downs, but let's go and look at the temps right now. And so we'll scoot back out here to today. So right now we are right here, 50 degrees or so in our area. So tonight we're going to get down into maybe the low 40s or so, and then tomorrow we'll get again high into, maybe if we're lucky, into the low 40s. There's a little bit of cold air damming happening right now. You can see the temperature over here and around Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina, around 34 degrees. So that's that cold air damming region right there. We're right there when that 39 is. As you get further out of that CAD area, like over towards Atlanta, the temperatures get a little bit warmer, and then things are going to get cold. By tomorrow night, we're going to get lows down into the potentially down into the low 30s. Don't know that it's necessarily going to freeze over tomorrow night. It could freeze, but it's borderline. As you get further west into the state, yes, there'll be some freezing, and where there is freezing, anything that the rain that falls that afternoon will cause some potential icing issues. We may not have as much of that here in our area, which is interesting because normally we would see more of a cold air damming kind of effect where we would get more of the colder air, but in this case that Arctic air blast is coming in from the northwest and it's pushing that cold air southeast. So we're going to warm up just barely into Thursday. We'll have temperatures around 38 or so Thursday afternoon. Again, Thursday night is going to be the chance when we would see some potential freezing over and icing. I feel that a lot of whatever falls tomorrow will probably have well since dried over. I mean, I don't think we're going to have much of any kind of significant traffic issues from all this precipitation. So these are temperatures tomorrow. Like I say, around like 7 o'clock or so, we're already in the freezing area, and we'll get down to the mid to low 20s on Thursday night. And that's as far out as I can go for that model. We'll just take a quick peek here again at this is the rain snow map on a GFS. GFS is a little useless at this range, but sometimes they're fun to look at because they can show you ridiculous stuff. But in this case, it doesn't really show anything that the HRRR and NAM3K hasn't already showed us. That we'll potentially get some rain, and North Carolina gets, Tennessee and North Carolina gets a little more action. And we'll look at the Canadian model here as well. Canadian is basically the same deal. All the models are lockstep in agreement that we're not going to get a single bit of precipitation here in eastern Georgia. Far reaches of North Georgia, we'll see something more than likely, but not much here. So that's a quick update on your weather. On Thursday, we could see some windy conditions. It's going to be very cold, so we'll have wind gusts on Thursday up around 20 miles an hour or so, and combined with those chilly upper 30-degree temperatures, it's just going. Did I say tomorrow? Thursday. It's just going to be the wind chills are going to be a factor, so it might not be super comfortable to go out and do stuff on Thursday, but that'll be the worst of it. And then past that, we should start warming up a little bit towards the weekend. We may have some more chance of rain come Saturday. We'll see how that goes. That's your, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I just had dinner and it was pretty good. I had some broccoli. Eat your greens. All right, that's it for your weather update tonight. It's going to be cold and rainy tomorrow. No snow. We don't think we're even going to have any kind of freezing over tomorrow night. I think that's going to be more towards West Georgia, Atlanta, in that area. If you're in the far northern portions of the state, you could see a little more snow coming down to the ground. We may see some flakes here fall, just one or two, but it's not going to stick. So that's your weather update, and we'll see you for the next time.